Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. Thank you so much for all the views, subscribers, comments for last night. That was absolutely fantastic and unexpected. So thank you so much for that. Today, I take it we've all seen the inflation figures. Yeah, it might be 10% by the end of the year. Yeah, well, it's 10.1% now. Funnily enough, I have noticed, please correct me if I'm wrong, but please go and check for me as well. The Daily Mail here. It's not headline in the Daily Mail, is it? I think someone's possibly trying to protect somebody here because everywhere else in the media I've seen it, it's huge headlines. The Daily Mail's got it tucked away down the bottom of the website somewhere on the cost of living crisis. So yeah, I've just found that a bit weird. But leading on from yesterday's with the way we used to live and today's inflation rate hitting double digits, what was going through my head is we need to start getting ready for this. And I know, yes, I've got the prepping, I've got my 6 cans of bolognese sauce there, so pleased with myself from last night, so they're ready to go away. But what I'm talking about with the getting ready is we need to start preparing friends, family, whatever, as to how things are going to change. And the first thing that came into my head was portion control. Now, I had bolognese tonight and I was very, very conscious of my portion control. I looked at what I had left from the big pot of bolognese that I had made last night. And I got my 6 jars and there was enough left for a wee Tupperware. Now, it is literally, it's one of those Tupperwares, and as you can see from the height of it, I didn't have that much. So, previously, I'd have probably had most of that. Because, you get to sofa and you're like, yep, absolutely hungry, I will have bolognese. And you have a wee bit of pasta because pasta's nice, it's fattening and everything. And you have the big heap of bolognese sauce. Tonight, that went the other way around. Now, I have it here, a half cup measure. As you can see, I've literally just finished my dinner. I haven't even put stuff in the dishwasher. So, half a cup, measuring cup. That is the amount of bolognese sauce I had with quite a lot of pasta. And what I did was I put butter through the pasta once I drained it. Obviously some people use flavoured oils or just oil or whatever, but I put butter through the pasta and then I put a bit of cheese on top. And that was just a switch around of how I normally have bolognese. Obviously you could add things like your ciabatta or your garlic bread, something like that, your tear and share loaves, whatever they are, and that would give you a bit more bulk to the meal. And I think that's what we need to start doing now, because what we don't want is in October, when the energy prices hit, as inflation's been rising all this time, we're really, really going to get hit pretty hard. So I think to start cutting down things like portion control, start cutting down your sweeties, start cutting down your treats. If you've got family, start changing the way the kids eat now, because you don't want it to be a big shock to their system. You want to be able to do a little bit here, a little bit there, and just start changing it now. Maybe you start, especially in the colder weather, you start having soup as a starter. And that means your main course doesn't have to be as big. If you have soup and some bread to start with, or even just soup. Little things like that. As I say, portion control is the first thing that I'm thinking of. But also, what people's expectations are. It's back to school. How many of us have, don't get me wrong, mine's in our 20s now, I do not have this. But I do remember the going to school and having to balance what I could afford versus what she needed versus what she wanted. And what she wanted and what I could afford were normally very different things. And, you don't want your kid to be the one that stands out, but you also have to prepare them see that £300 jacket there? You're not getting that. for school that you're going to be rolling about the playground in. Just not. So things like that, things like if the other thing that was in my head was picky eaters. You're going to have to start changing that soon, because it could be that either we can't get it with the way the crops are going just now, the way the harvests are going with the drought and the cost of transport and things from other countries stopping exports because of their droughts, etc. It could be that, you know, if your other half or your kids or your parents, if they're like, oh no, I specifically want this, could be that you can't get it. So you need to start expanding what you're eating now so that you're ready for if it is getting really difficult to get the stuff that you would normally have. So yeah, it's a strange one, and I'm not quite sure how to describe it as such, but as you can see by the title, you know, double-digit inflation means we need to start training. We need to start training ourselves so that when it gets more difficult in the winter, we've given ourselves half a chance instead of this huge shock in October. So as I say, things like portion control, things like training your palate to eat different things, changes to your meals with having a starter first, have the soup first to help fill you up, expectations on clothing, expectations on trips or social things. You know, Mum, can I go to the pictures? Can I go to the pictures? Can I go to the pictures? No. If you go to the pictures now, instead of the, you know, once a week that you used to go before, if it was close to you or whatever, now that has to change. Oh, can we go to this restaurant? No, we're not. We're eating in. No, you're not having, you know, Chinese one night, pizza another night, and burgers another night, or curry another night. You're not having 3 takeaways in 1 week. We will make our own. Get the kids involved in making their own. And see if you can get the kids off their devices. Start going out for walks. Start doing something. Because if we've got power cuts and your kids haven't been off their devices in years and they don't know what to do with themselves, rather you than me. So there you go. That is what I mean. Let's get ourselves trained to be ready for this coming rather than it be a huge shock. Says me, who is going for my hot bath. Yes, Gran, I don't care. Knock yourself out. I am going for a hot bath because I've had the water heater on today, because I was up early, and, well, I wasn't up early this morning, but I was up early yesterday, switched the water heater on. I will switch it off on my way up to the bath, and that'll be another couple of days before I have one again. But yeah, I'm going to go and have a bath and relax and make lists. I must make lists. So I'll catch you later.